are again in the clearing forest. Very cool morning. It's in the high 40s, but sunny and nice. And here we have a real treat that I have only seen a handful of times. This is Starflower, which is also called Mayflower. This beautiful, dainty little white flower. It's one of the few plants in the world that has flower parts in sevens. So 7 petals, 7 stamens, 7 sepals. So flower parts in sevens. And a single flower usually right above this tight whorl of kind of pointed foliage, pointed at both ends. So it's an unusual plant, certainly here at the clearing, with his lovely name, Starflower or Mayflower. Here's one that's all over at the clearing, but it's at the end of its bloom time, so we had a tough time finding one. This is Canada Mayflower, with this beautiful little cluster of star-shaped white flowers above these glossy leaves. It's in the lily family, so it has this parallel veining on the leaves. Maybe you can't see it very well, but it has parallel veins, glossy. These flowers will turn into a cluster of red berries later in the season that chipmunks and red squirrels and different kinds of birds will eat. It's also called wild lily of the valley, so it looks a little bit like that. Lily of the valley grows up here too. It's an invasive in places. But this is the good guy. This is our native Canada Mayflower. Dame's rocket, sometimes confused with phlox, woodland phlox or the garden phloxes, but Dame's rocket is in the mustard family, and mustard flowers all have 4 petals. Phlox has 5. So this is Dame's rocket, which is an invasive, a fairly serious invasive around these parts. It'll grow up to about 3 feet tall, ranges in color from purples to pinks, even to white, so a range of flower colors. Gets to be a big, kind of vigorous looking plant. It does pull fairly easily for something that is that large. But this is an invasive, and I know it's a pretty plant, and a lot of people just can't get past the fact that it's pretty, and then how can it be bad? But this plant in your garden, maybe not so bad, but out in the woods here at the clearing, we don't want it. Wood Betony, this is Murphy, Wood Betony or Lousewort, a little bit past full bloom, missed it by a couple days, but you can see these clusters, these terminal clusters of these yellow kind of arching tube-like flowers. Above this beautiful foliage, it almost looks like a fern. A lot of people think this is a fern when they first see it. Wonderful foliage. And when it first comes out in spring, it's kind of purplish tinge, and then in the fall, it'll turn, develop purple fall color as well. It's also called Lousewort. The old folklore goes 2 ways that I've heard it, that if the cows graze in this plant, they'll get lice. And the other way I've heard it is if you stuff your pillow with this foliage, you won't get lice. So I'm not sure which one is true. It's a semi-parasitic plant. It has green leaves, so it produces its own carbohydrates, but it also feeds off the roots of surrounding plants. So it's considered a semi-parasite. So Wood Betony or Lousewort. Okay, we'll save the best for last. Our last of 5 today. This is Yellow Lady's Slipper. in my opinion, the most spectacular wildflower at the clearing. These beautiful pouch-shaped flowers with these reddish maroon sepals. Attractive foliage. It's an orchid, parallel veins. Just a fabulous plant, and it's blooms later. Here it is on June 12th, and it's one of the later woodland wildflowers to bloom. But this is Yellow Lady Slippers, my favorite.